One of the most profound processes I went through in my transformation of dealing with stress and anxiety burnout was really becoming aware of what stress was for me and how it showed up. And then once I was aware of what stress was for me, I could then work out a way where I could move from stress to what I call peace and understand what stress was for me and how I could move into a more peaceful state. So this is the exercise I did. So I'm doing it on a whiteboard here, but I just did it on a piece of paper. I put a line down the middle of the paper, and on this side of the line, I listed out what stress was for me. And I just came up with terms like overwhelm, tiredness, lethargy, weakness, anger, frustration, so these were all terms that showed up for me when I thought about or experienced stress. So what I encourage you to do is do this exercise. First of all, separate your page into two parts. On this side, write down the words that come up for you and show up for you as stress. The next part of the exercise was to, once I was aware of this, is look at what was the opposite. So what was the opposite of stress? If this is where I was, where did I want to be? Okay, so if I was overwhelmed, where did I want to be? And for me, I then started to realize that I needed to know where I needed to go from this overwhelm. So from the overwhelm, I would go in control. Okay? From the tiredness, where I wanted to be was energized. From the lethargy, where did I want to be? I wanted to be activated. From the weakness, where did I want to be? I wanted to be strong. From the anger, where did I want to be? I wanted to be calm. And from the frustration, where did I want to be? I wanted to be clear. So you can see here that I decided where I wanted to be when I was in this stress state. And so then what it was for me was, how do I create the path from overwhelm to in control, from tiredness to energized, from lethargy to activated, from weakness to strength, from anger to calm, from frustration to clear. And I put in processes and strategies that would move me from this stress state into this new state. And I summed all this up with one word. You can come up with your own word when you do this exercise, but I summed it up with, I wanted to be at peace. And by doing that, by focusing on where I wanted to be rather than where I was, I could encompass all these terms and all this feeling in this one word, peace. And then over time, as I implemented these strategies for each of these items, I could move from stress to peace much easier. And so when I felt some of these words and feelings coming up, I would bring it back and I would just work into a peaceful state. So this was one of the profound exercises that I did in transforming from stress and anxiety into a more peaceful engagement and developing a process of creating success without stress. Take this on board, do the exercise for yourself, look at what stress is for you, and then look at what the opposite is. Sum it up in a word that relates to you, and then move from that stress state to your peace state and create your own success without stress.